Hello, 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 and welcome to today's episode of Her Version. This podcast is dedicated to sharing stories of struggle to triumph, a platform that allows individuals to tell their truth in order to inspire and uplift others. For those of you that are new to this podcast and like content like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button, follow, like, and share. I am your host, Sabrina Victoria. Let's jump right in. Thank you for joining us today for Her Version. The Her Version platform is built on storytelling and the understanding that many times our greatest learning experiences come from learning from other people's stories. Today, I am speaking with an amazing woman named Brittney King. Brittney is the owner and creator of Pain Painter Poetry and is here today to share a story of breaking cycles from generational dysfunction. She is the first generation to graduate high school and go off to college. She has learned to overcome setbacks, explore her pain, and find her own revelations. We are excited to hear what she has to say. Welcome, Brittney.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
I want to ask, what is the number one lesson you've learned about life?
Don't know. I learned that no one owes me anything. Regardless of what I've given, physical, not love, you don't owe me. And a lot of times I was never the type of person to bring up, hey, but I did this. But a lot of times I wasn't getting the love. There was no reciprocation. I love reciprocity. Like what I give, I want to give back. It doesn't have to be in the same form, but I want you to be there for me how I'm there for you, because I am the person that I want others to be. But when they didn't show up for me, it angered me. It sent triggers to me. And that's my most important lesson, because how you react to things determine the next what's going to come. So I had to have more patience with myself when dealing with those people. Hey, can you do this? It could be something, a light task, and if a person wouldn't do it, it's kind of upsetting. Like, you're not even doing anything. What are you talking about? I just did all this stuff for you. but I had to know, like, I'm here for me. I have to show up for myself regardless of anybody. I have to show up. And once again, I now have another life that I have to show up for. So just realizing life goes on. It's going to go on with it without you. And I want to be on a good spectrum. I want to feel the heaven on earth. I don't want to always be in pain or in sorrow. I like happiness. I love joy. So just once you realize no one owes you anything, don't look for apologies in people. Don't look for gifts in people. Don't look for love in people. If that stuff is not coming from within, the world is hard. The world is tough, and you'll end up becoming destroyed if you think that anybody owe you anything.
Yeah, that's so true. I think one of the biggest hurdles just in general that I've overcome over the last, decade or so is just that, because I've always considered myself such a nice person. And, sometimes we assume that people are going to be nice right back, and that's not a thing.
So what I've learned recently, there's a difference between nice and kind. Be a kind person, because nice people get walked on. Don't be nice. Those are the people that get taken advantage of. But be kind. It's okay to keep a kind heart. Regardless of what you go through, you can be kind to others. You can continually give to others, but you'll then know how to replenish yourself. If you're too nice, people take advantage of that, but know when to give, know when to say no, because a lot of times I would give, and give, but I realized I was enabling them anyways. I wasn't helping them out. I was giving them a shortcut, and they would still end up back. They was walking in circles, and when they came to my stop, I helped them walk in another full circle instead of doing a 180. It's a difference. 360, you back around where you came from. You want to end up somewhere else. And sometimes your helping is a hindrance. And that's another big lesson I learned. You can't hand out bricks while still building your house. I'm trying to get myself together so I can help people at the capacity that they actually need to be helped. Because when you grow up without something and you think you're longing for, you think, oh, if I would have had this, I would have been so much better off. But what you need or needed is not what somebody else needs or needed. And you can't save everybody. Everybody isn't your help. So sometimes I just try to become resourceful and be able to direct people elsewhere, because it's amazing how people will get mad at you when you can't give to them. And then they'll have you feeling bad, but you got to realize they got to hold their own selves accountable too. So you can only be accountable to you. That's why whatever I long for, whatever I desire, I try to give it to myself first.
So when you're saying be nice in conjunct, or don't be kind, not nice. And then in the same, area of speaking here, you're talking about people doing a 360 because you're doing too much for them. Is that equivalent to nice? Like, is too nice meaning you're like enabling people?
Nice is when you always on go for somebody. You'll alter your plans just for that person. If they need, you're always giving them money. I'm sure everybody, I don't care, rich or poor, you have people in your family that are always in need. Yeah. And those needs are always full circle. This year you need it, next year you'll need the third. As long as you keep thinking I'm there for you, you'll always need. You're not helping people at all in that aspect, because you have the same 24 hours that I have. You have the same capabilities that I have. So if I'm not being more resourceful with you, if I'm not giving you the opportunity to do better, if I'm giving you fish and not teaching you how to fish, then I'm not helping you.
Wow, that's great. So be kind.
Yes, be kind. You don't have to walk around with heavy weights on your shoulder. You don't have to regret what you've done to people. You don't have to even stop doing for people, but do what's in your capacity. I stopped answering my phone a lot, because people, they're negative. They call and they always want to complain. Those complaints will eventually affect you. Somebody call you and talking about the hardships of their life, you eventually gonna start considering the hardships of yours. Like, dang, instead of staying positive, knowing that positive outcomes are on the brink, you're allowing more and more negativity to come in because you're listening to somebody else's negative outcomes when you're a waymaker.
Yeah, definitely.